All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good evening, good evening.
Evening.
We are here for another session. Thank God for a beautiful day and for how far He's brought us. We have this is session number 3
Yeah.
of going through learning and learning the principles that are outlined in the richest man in Babylon. And so I hope that by now some of the principles that we've learned already, we've started putting them into use, because it will change our lives. It will change our lives. So today we are going to look at the 7 cures for a lean purse. And when we look at the chapters before, what we learned from chapter 1 is 2 people coming to understand their reality, right? Where they are financially. And so they realize that the reason they are not wealthy is because they haven't actually sought it, right? One of them is a very good chariot maker. And so he learned to make chariot. He became very good at it. The other one is a musician. He learned to make music. He learned to play music. He became very good at it. But both of them were struggling financially, right? And upon deliberation, they realized that the reason they don't have money is because they have not actually studied it. They have not learned how to make money. And so for them to be able to learn how to make money, they have to go to someone who can teach them how to make money. Unfortunately, they know someone, a friend from childhood, who is now the richest man in Babylon. So they went to him with a few friends to go and learn the principles. How come we are living in the same country, we are living in the same city, but you have a lot of money and we don't have any? And so he's teaching them the concepts. Now we learn from chapter 2 that he was telling them the story about how he became wealthy, right? And then chapter 3 continues that story. And so here in chapter 3, we'll look at the 7 cures for a lean purse. All right. Do you have anybody here with a lean purse? Wow, look at that $1 million baby. Wow. Look at the bugger. He's the only bugger over here. Every one of you are just imposters. You're all fake. All of you are fake. He's a real guy. He's a real guy. All right. So So do you have any takeaway? Anything anyone wants to add before we go on to session 3, chapter 3 of the richest man in Babylon? Before we go over the 7 cures for a lean purse. Do you have anybody here with a lean purse? Do you have anybody here with a lean purse?
Yes.
You know, one person. Only one person with a lean purse.
Oh no, hey, lean purse. Maybe you give it something.
Oh, only
Maybe
2 people with a lean purse. Okay.
Maybe you help us fatten it.
Okay. So if you don't have a lean purse, there's no cure for you. All right, so you can log off and go and drink some warm milk and sleep. But you have a lean purse, there's a cure for a lean purse. Like you go to a hospital, they give you medication to cure your sickness. This is what a lean purse does. Well, the hospitals, they actually treat, sometimes manage your condition, not really treat it, but this is a cure. A cure is different from a treatment, and it's different from a management, right? Like go to the hospital, you have diabetes. They will not give you anything that will cure your diabetes. They'll give you insulin that will manage your diabetes. So they wanna help you to continue having diabetes, and so you can continue getting the insulin, and they can continue making money. That's what management is. And treatment, you have a code or something like that. They give you some medicine that will treat that code for that short period. You know that according to research, everyone if you get a code today, at most 3 years you get another code. Market and see, almost people that get cold and take all this cold medicine and stuff like that, a year, here, how cold is seasonal, right?
Mm-hmm.
A year from then, they'll get a code again. Or at most 3 years, they'll get a code again. So if you call that treatment, I don't know. I don't want to I don't want the big pharmacy company to come after me. So, well, here we are talking about cure. A cure is something that takes away another thing. All right. So that takes away another thing completely. So let's say you have a bump on your face or a pimple on your face, and you get something, some concoction, medication, something like you apply on it, and that thing is gone completely, gone. That is not treatment. That is a cure. It took that condition away. Right. So to cure means to take a condition away, and that is what we are going to talk about here. Now we are going to take away the condition of a lean purse, so that every one of us will have fat purses. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. The glory of Babylon endures down through the ages. Its reputation comes to us as the richest of cities, its treasures as fabulous. Yet it was not always so. The riches of Babylon were the result of the wisdom of its people. They first had to learn how to become wealthy. When the good king, Sargon, returned to Babylon after defeating his enemies, the Elamite, he was confronted with a serious situation. The royal chancellor explained it to the king thus: after many years of great prosperity brought to our people because your majesty built the great irrigation canals and the mighty temples of the gods, now that these works are completed, the people seem unable to support themselves. The laborers are without employment, the merchants have few customers, the farmers are unable to sell their produce, the people have not enough gold to buy food. But where has all the gold gone that we spent for these great improvements? Demanded the king. So think about it. After they defeated the Elamites and actually now started building the kingdom of Babylon, right? They had a lot of laborers. People were working, people were making money. Farmers were. If people are working and making money, then those people who are making money can actually go to the market to spend the money, right? To buy food and stuff like that. Now, they've finished building the city. The laborers are without employment, so that means that there's no money coming to them, right? The merchants have few customers, because if there's no money, who is going to buy from the merchants, right? The farmers are unable to sell their produce. The grounds are there, you can still farm, but once you produce, who is going to buy? There's no money to buy. All right, so that started, that cycle of poverty. And so the king asked, where has all the great improvement went to? Where did all the money go to? A few years ago, we had a lot of money here. Where did all the money go to? All right, that is a great recognition, a great realization that we are not where we were before. And so, most importantly, once you recognize that situation, you'll be able to, make adjustments that will make the next situation better, right? It has found its way, I fear, responded the chancellor, into the possession of a few rich men of our city. It filtered through the fingers of most of our people as quickly as the goat's milk goes through the strainer. Now that a stream of gold has ceased to flow, most of our people have nothing for their earnings. The king was thoughtful for some time. Then he asked, why should so few men be able to acquire all the gold? Don't we ask this all the time? In this country, right? 5% of the people makes 95% of the money. All right, but 95% of the people do 95% of the work. You see,
and 5% of the money.
And so the 95% of the people who do 95% of the work only have 5% of the money. So where has all the money gone? That is a good question. Now, because they know, and the king asks, why should so few men be able to acquire all the gold? You remember the story we mentioned that if you take, we take this city, the city that I'm living in right now, Jacksonville alone, and you distribute the wealth of the country to the people that are living here. Maybe you take 1,000 people from this country, from this city, and you give everyone like what? $1 million. And just go wherever you want to go. If you come back a year later, I promise you, all the money will find its way into the hands of a few. And how does that happen? That is what this section is going to explain to us, right? Learning to acquire money, learning to keep your money, learning to make your money work for you. There are principles. These things are not taught in schools, but these are principles that will change our lives. So how do we learn it? And we'll learn if you learn what the king decided to do shortly. Because now this one, someone responded, the chancellor responded, because they know how, replied the chancellor. One may not condemn a man for succeeding because he knows how. Neither may one with justice take away from a man what he has fairly earned to give to men of less ability. Right? Well, this is important. One may not condemn a man for succeeding because he knows how. Neither may one with justice take away from a man what he has fairly earned to give to men of less ability. All right? But why? Demanded the king. The king is perplexed. If right now, if I have money, does it mean because I have money, because I know how to make money, and other people don't know how to make money, I should just what? They should come and take all the money I have and give to everybody? No. But why? Demanded the king. Should not all the people learn how to accumulate gold and therefore become themselves rich and prosperous? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? We live in the same city, we live in the same country, we live in the same neighborhood. We eat the same, we shop from the same stores, we drink the same type of water, like drive on the same streets, but some people make more money than others. Some people have more money than others. What do you think could be some of the reasons? What do you think could be some of the reasons? Why do some people make more money than others?
Because they know how to, like the book said, they know how to. It's knowledge.
Excellent. All right, so let's continue here. Quite possible, Your Excellency, but who can teach them? Right? Certainly not the priests, because they know not of making money. What does it mean?
But the priests don't know how to make money, right?
They themselves are broke. How do you go to a poor person to teach you how to make money?
Yeah,
All right. Who knows best in all our city how to become wealthy? Chancellor asked the king. That question answers itself, Your Majesty. Who has amassed the greatest wealth in Babylon? Well said, my able chancellor. It's Akkad. He is richest man in Babylon. Bring him before me on the morrow. All right. So now, like a movie, the first scene has ended. All right. The first scene, arguably, is between the king of Babylon and the chancellor. The king is perplexed, asking questions, and the chancellor being, you know what chancellors are, right? In a kingdom. Like
Finance minister.
The finance minister, in one sense, but they are the ones that supposedly share great ideas with the king, right? Advisor, yeah. All right. So now they had a conversation. They talk about how come only a few people have money, most people don't. It's because those who have money know how to make money. So why can't everyone learn how to make money? And now everyone can learn. So, but who's going to teach them? Definitely not the priest, because they themselves are broke. So now let's find someone who has amassed money, who knows how to make money, who has money to teach those who do not have money how to make money. How many kings will do this today?
Not in Africa.
How many? Not just
even the little you have, brother, if you want to take it away from you.
Yeah. So the question is, how many leaders today will do?
How many leaders today will do this? Yeah. That let's find someone who has more, who has the knowledge about good living to teach everyone. Isaac, don't you think every leader should be doing this today? Like
Yes.
this in our generation?
Yeah.
Why do you think most leaders are not doing that?
Because the track record, some of them is not good because some are corrupt. So if they bring this issue, I mean, people might insult them and other stuff. So
Yeah. Sometimes in politics, I'm not a politician, so I can't say for sure. People spend money to get elected, right? So when they get elected, they have to make their money back, make more, so they can now repeat the process the next time. All right. So they are looking at themselves. They're just in for themselves, not for the masses. But what this king is doing here is a great example to all leaders, that you seek for the well-being of all your people. Get the knowledge. Don't take the money. You hear a lot of people say, "Oh, let's get the money from the rich and give it to the poor and stuff like that," or let's tax the rich a lot so that they lose money. No, you can't. Legally, you won't. They will not pay taxes legally because they spent time to learn about it, right? How come Donald Trump and all these rich people make a lot of money, but they pay zero to nothing to zero in taxes, and most of other people who make like $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year end up paying like what, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 from that little pennies that they make. Is because they don't know. They don't have so much idea about how taxes work, right? So what you don't know, you pay for it. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I was saying, don't you think because of our generation right now, that's why we don't have good people like that because like those who have, if you're trying to help somebody, they'll try to put some allegation and all this stuff. So I think our generation right now, the way it is, that's how we are. That's what we are getting. Don't you think that way?
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, let's continue. Upon the following, you want to add something?
Me? No.
Oh, okay. Upon the following day, as the king had decreed, Akkad appeared before him, straight and sprightly, despite his 70 years and 10. 70 years and 10. What does it mean? 70 years. Yay! The army has won today. Yeah. Akkad spoke the king. Is it true thou art the richest man in Babylon? So it is reported, your majesty, and no one disputes it. What can you tell about this answer? This is the king of Babylon, called this guy, Akkad, supposedly the richest man in Babylon, and say, hey, Akkad, is it true that you are the richest man in Babylon? And his answer is, that's what they say, and nobody disputes that. What will you say about this response?
I'll say it's humble, humility.
Yes. Yes.
Humility and a little bit of what's the word? That like that. What is a no one disputes it.
No one disputes it. Yeah. A little bit of confirmation.
Just like Jesus answered when they took him to
Pilate asked him the question.
Pilate, yes.
Are you the king of the Jews?
Are you saying that?
Yeah. Are you a king then? Right. So the humility in hearing from people that actually have amassed a lot of wealth. How often do you hear people that have just some little money here and there, flashing it and just making making all sorts of, creating all sorts of scenes and stuff like that because they have some money, right? Do you know what we say? Good money don't make noise. People who have a lot do not make noise. People who have a lot do not make noise. There's this adage that I heard that is so true. Do you know that a tree grows slowly, silently, doesn't make noise, but when you cut it, it makes noise.
Yeah.
So growth, success is silent. Distraction is always loud. Right? Humility here displayed by Akkad shows that if he's the richest man in Babylon, he could have said, hey, is it true that you are the richest man in Babylon? Yeah, kid, you know, I'm the guy. I got money than everybody else. You know, I'm the guy. Hey, you want some gold? I could give you some gold, right? You know, flash some gold on his face. Show him his Rolex watch from the time Babylon time. And all those kind of things. But no, responded with what? Humbly. How becomest thou so wealthy? How did he become so wealthy? Response: by taking advantage of opportunities available to all citizens of our good city. Thou hast nothing to start with. How many times do we hear you need money to make money?
Everything.
Every day.
You go to Ghana and somebody sees you and they're like, oh, I mean, I wanted to start some business, but I don't have a helper. Everyone will tell you I don't have a helper. Every single person, I don't have a helper. And then you know, when I was even going to school, I didn't have anybody to support me. I didn't have anybody to help you. You are not hungry. You are training yourself to be a dependent person, and nobody will support you. So nobody will help you that way. Said, by taking advantage of opportunities available to all citizens in our city, thou have nothing to start with. You have nothing. Nothing he's referring to here is what? Money. You had no money to start becoming wealthy. Only a great desire for wealth. That is the beginning of all achievement. You take any self-help book, any success book focused on changing people's mindset about money, how things work, and being successful and stuff like that. There's none of them that doesn't talk about desire. Like you talk about Think and Grow Rich, right? The very first chapter is desire, the starting point of all achievement. You don't need money to make money. All you need is a great desire. Focused desire, unwavering desire for wealth. You know what they say? You focus on one thing so strongly, you will get it and get it well. Even in Ghana, we say that if you pee at one place, that's when the pee becomes what? Foams up, right?
Foam, yes.
Yeah. Are you getting these lessons, Isaac? Look,
Yeah.
Only a great desire for wealth. How did he become wealthy? I took advantage of opportunities that is available to all. There are people in Ghana that are wealthier than people here. There are people in Ghana that are living better life than a lot of people, Ghanaians, that are living in this country. But some of us are come to that. We are fixated on that idea that it's only when you travel that you become you can make it. I have a few colleagues back home in Ghana that are doing very well, very, very well. Like my brother, my younger brother has built like 14 stores and other things. He just works with a company. He doesn't even work with a company where like we talk about this bribe. You go and people pay bribe and stuff like that. No, he doesn't do that. He's a mechanic. So if you have the desire, you can make it. People don't have it because they don't desire it. The Bible says it too. Matthew 7:7, ask, it shall be given unto you. People don't, because you don't have the desire, we don't have it. And look at how they call it. I think it is what James that said it, James 4:2 or something like that. We don't have because we don't ask. The desire is not there. How do you get it? Let me go over this again. How did you become so wealthy? I took advantage of opportunities that is available to all citizens in this good city. You had nothing. You didn't have any money to start with. Only a great desire for wealth. Besides this, nothing. Akkad, continued the king. Our city is in a very unhappy state because a few men know how to acquire wealth and therefore monopolize it, while the mass of our citizens lack the knowledge of how to keep any part of the gold they receive. Let's go up a little bit. It is my desire that Babylon be the wealthiest city in the world. See, what are you? What can you tell about Akkad's answer to the king and the king's response to him to what he wants to achieve right now? Because Akkad desired what? Wealth. He became wealthy. Because the king desires the city to be wealthy, guess what? Great desire is the starting point of all achievement. Right? It is my desire that Babylon be the wealthiest city in the world. Therefore, it must be a city of many wealthy men. Therefore, we must teach all the people how to acquire riches. Tell me, Akkad, is there any secret to acquiring wealth? Can it be taught? It is practical, Your Majesty, that which one man knows can be taught to others. That which one man knows can be taught to others. This book, the lot of the lessons in this book, you look at this, you learn about human behavior, you learn about human thought pattern, you learn about how people see situations, how people respond to situations, and all this good stuff. And just when Akkad said that which one man knows can be taught to others, look at the response. The king's eyes glowed. So you mean the principles that one person used to become wealthy, the principle that you used to become wealthy, anyone can learn and anyone can become wealthy? That's my own, putting it in my own words. Right? The king's eyes glowed. Akkad, thou speakest a word I wish to hear. Would thou lend thyself to this great cause? Would thou teach thy knowledge to a school for teachers, each of whom shall teach others until there are enough trained to teach these truths to every wealthy subject in my domain? Now let's look at this approach real quick. Why didn't the king say, tell them, okay, hey, I give you 5 people, teach them, or go to the marketplace and teach them, or go to your house and people will come there and you teach them. How do you explain the king's approach? What would you say about it?
Find the opportunity for everybody, not for particular people.
Yes, but look at his approach.
No one teach one.
Say again?
I said no one teach one.
No one teach one. But look at this. Will you teach your knowledge to what?
Teachers.
School of teachers. Why school of teachers?
Because
so that they will impart the knowledge.
Because the teaching will go on.
Okay. Okay. So now, a few things to recognize about this. Teachers, right? What are they doing already?
Teachers.
What are they teaching?
Supposed knowledge.
Everything apart from what to do to become wealthy.
That's what I'm saying, supposed knowledge.
They will teach you everything except what to do to become wealthy. How many of your professors in school are actually rich? Don't you hear them complain about money all the time? The stock market crashes, people come to class depressed. I had this one lecturer, I think my second year in my doctoral program, I had this, and I was communicating with her, and then she said, I don't know if I'll be able to retire. And I'm like, what is going on? It's like pensions are not. I don't think I'll have enough time to get a pension. He doesn't have. She doesn't have enough save for the 401k and stuff like that. It's like, why do you save in the 401k in the first place? And that's what everybody does. It's like that is why everybody is poor. Every teacher, every faculty is poor. You know what is interesting? Even there, I offered to show her some strategies that she can actually secure her money so she doesn't lose any more money. And she just, because I was a student, she was a lecturer, she was like, oh, today, tomorrow. We were testing. She said, oh no, I just had a quick emergency. Let me call you back. Let me call you. And then it never happened. And I promise you, 3 years down the line, if I should get in touch with her, she will still be in the exact same place, complaining about money, eating from paycheck to paycheck and stuff like that, because nothing here has changed. Nothing here in the upper kidneys and the gongo has changed. So you teach teachers. The reason you teach teachers to teach it is because teachers already know how to teach. If you give them the right information, they will be the best people they can teach it better than what? ACAD. They can explain the concept better than ACAD. Why? Because they already have the skill of teaching. So they need the knowledge, they need that experience to add to, they need that, they have the experience of teaching, taking difficult concepts and explaining it and teach to other people. What ACAD has on the teachers is the experience. But if he's able to teach the teachers, for the teachers to become wealthy, the teachers will both have the experience and have the skill of teaching and teach other people. You see the approach? So you want to make a lasting impact, start with somewhere that can duplicate. Start with someone that can learn what you are teaching, take the knowledge, use it, and teach others. Take the knowledge, use it, be productive out of it, and teach others. Because the goal is, I want to teach every subject, every person in this kingdom. I don't know how many people were in Babylon at this time, but I bet that it was a good size number. So for them to be able to teach, for one person to be able to teach everyone, it wasn't going to happen. So create a distribution outlet where that one person teaches 10. Now that those 10 each go out and teach 10. That alone becomes what? 100, right? Now those 100 go out and teach 10 each. That becomes what? 1,000. Those 10, you see how it happens. So you are duplicating that knowledge. So long as they maintain the integrity of the concept, the knowledge and the principle they are learning, I promise you, everybody who practices the concept will get it. And these concepts are not even that bad. They're not hard, right? So let's go on. Akkad bowed and said, I am thy humble servant to command. Whatever knowledge I possess, will I gladly give for the betterment of my fellow men and the glory of my king. Let your good chancellor arrange for me a class of 100 men, and I'll teach to them those 7 cures which did fatten my purse, than which there was none leaner in all Babylon. All right, let's go through the 7 cures real quick. A fortnight later, in compliance with the king's command, the chosen 100 assembled in the great hall of the Temple of Learning, seated upon colorful ranks in a semicircle. Akkad sat beside a small taboret, upon which smoked a sacred lamp, sending forth a strange and pleasing odor. You know what you are talking about, the sacred lamp over here? Gonna call it patash. Siboy Rosso. Bobo. I don't know how you call it in your local language. Is that how it's smoking and then the smoke is to flip like that, the smoke will just come and pass your nose?
Yeah, I know the bobo. Anybody who knows kalawale, in the night, put it on the side.
Yes. All right. So Akkad sat beside a small taboret upon which smoked a sacred lamp, sending forth a strange and pleasing odor. Behold, the richest man in Babylon, whispered a student, nudging his neighbor as Akkad arose. He is but a man, even as the rest of us. Ha ha ha. The richest man in Babylon is a human being. That's what they are saying. He is but a man. Yeah, you remember how Paul and Silas went to where is it? What city was it? And the people wanted to, because of the miracles and the things they were doing, the people said that the gods have come to us in Iconia. The gods have come to us in a human form. Saying I look along and said, man, they ripped their shirt open and they said, man, we are just humans just like you. Right? That's what they're saying. Well, he is but a man, even as the rest of us. Yes, the richest man in Babylon is a human being. Right? You hear about people who are making billions of dollars here. They are human beings. They don't have 4 ears. They don't have 3 noses. All right. As a dutiful subject to our great king, Akkad began. I stand before you in his service. Now, what is the significance of this statement? What is the significance of this statement? If you are familiar with the Bible, you see that most of the time when Paul is speaking, he talks about who he is and where he gets his authority from. All right. I'm an apostle. I'm a Jew of Jews. You know, I'm this of that. Akkad here, as a dutiful subject of our great king, Akkad began, I stand before you in his service. What is the significance of this statement?
The king.
So meaning, because like His Majesty, he's using that word because he stand before you in his service means he has been called in to teach them because of the king. So in his service.
So I am here because of the king.
Of the king.
So authority. So if you have any bad things you want to say, hey, I am here because of the king. So whatever you said wrong to me, you are saying it to the king. I'll go tell the king. And you know, you take your neck and do it, and your head will be gone. All right. Because once I was a poor youth who did greatly desire gold, and because I found knowledge that enabled me to acquire it, he asked that I impart unto you my knowledge. Authority, personality identification, purpose. This is who I am. I'm a servant. I've been sent to you by the king. I've been sent to you by the king because some time ago I was poor. But I've been able to what? Acquire some gold. So the king has asked me to come and share with you what I know about acquiring gold. I started my fortune in the humblest way. I had no advantage, not enjoyed as fully by you and every citizen in this Babylon. The first storehouse of my treasure was a well purse. I loathed its useless emptiness. I desired it to be round and full, clinging with the sound of gold. Therefore, I sought every remedy for a lean purse. I found 7. To you who are assembled before me, shall I explain the 7 cures for a lean purse, which I do recommend to all men who desire much gold. Each day for 7 days, I will explain to you one of the 7 remedies. So today, we will explain one of the 7 remedies, all right? Listen attentively to the knowledge that I will impart. Debate it with me. Discuss it among yourself. Learn these lessons thoroughly, that you may also plant in your own purse the seed of wealth. First, must each of you start wisely to build a fortune of his own. Then, would I be competent and only then to teach these truths to others. You see, this is like writing a dissertation. This is like writing a dissertation. Who you are, you talk about who you are, you talk about why you are doing what you are doing, you talk about your focus. Why am I here? I'm here because the king asked me to, right? Why are you doing what you're doing? The king asked me to teach you what I know. And what do I expect from you? So the king expects me to teach you what I know. So what do I expect from you? I expect you to listen attentively to the knowledge that I'm going to teach you. Debate it with me. Discuss among yourself. Learn these lessons thoroughly, that you may plant in your own purse the seed of wealth. Then once you have planted it in your purse, first show it by becoming wealthy. And that is the only way you can teach others. Have you ever seen a U-Haul behind a hearse? Have you ever seen how do you call it? Have you ever seen a poor man gathering a lot of people to teach them how to become wealthy? It doesn't happen.
No.
How many people go to people who are not financially sound to learn about how to make money or to learn about money? Usually when people who don't have money meet together, what do they talk about? You know, a time is coming that things will get better. Things will get better. We are hopeful. We are praying. We are fasting. We are praying. You fast until you get ulcer in your stomach. Money will not come. You pray until your roof breaks and falls on you. Money will not come, because acquiring wealth, it's not through prayers. It's not through fasting. It's through work. It's through hard work, backed by a burning desire to achieve that outcome. Once that desire is burned so deeply in you, nothing can stop it. Now, as conclusion, he's concluding the whole first page of the dissertation, right? I shall teach to you in simple ways how to fatten your purse. Methodology. This is the first step leading to the temple of wealth, and no man may climb who cannot plant his feet firmly upon the first step. We shall now consider the first skill. See, this is the first step leading to the temple of wealth, and no man may climb who cannot plant his feet firmly upon the first step. What does it mean? What does it mean? If you cannot understand the first, why should I teach you the second? I'm going to teach you 7 things, and all these 7 things are related. It's related in such a way that you cannot skip one. You don't understand the first one, you cannot understand the second one and the subsequent ones. Because most often, when we have things of a process, the first few ones are either the easiest or the simplest to understand. And once you get it, you can begin to build upon it. Just think of like math, for example. When you were in elementary school, we were still doing math, but the math we were doing it was simple. When you get to college level, the math you do in college is simple. It's different, right? You get to university and you actually want to master in maths. Guess what? The math that you do there is totally different. It's still called math, but the levels are what? Are different, right? It's the same thing. You look at this over here. I'm going to teach you 7 principles. The first, you have to get this, because if you don't get the first one, you cannot get the second, and the third, and the fourth. So let's go over the first one real quick, and then we will continue next week. All right. So first, start thy purse to fattening. That is the first cure. Start thy purse to fattening. Akkad addressed a thoughtful man in the second row. My good friend, at what craft workest thou? My good friend, what do you do for work? I, replied the man, I'm a scribe and carve records upon the clay tablet. Even at such labor did I myself earn my first coppers. Therefore, thou hast the same opportunity to build a fortune. He spoke to a florid-faced man. He spoke to a florid-faced man. Farther back, pray, tell also what thou do to earn thy bread. I, responded this man, I'm a meat butcher. I do buy the goats the farmers raise and kill them and sell the meat to the housewives and the hides to the sandal makers. Because thou also labor and earn, thou hast every advantage to succeed that I did possess. Right? So what do you think he's doing over here? And he did this with almost everyone. He asked for 100 people, right? He's doing it with almost everyone. I don't know if it's all of them, but at least he did it with most of them. What do you think he's doing over here?
I think he's showing that it doesn't matter what profession you are in. It doesn't matter what you are doing. If you can follow these principles, there's no reason why you can't make it.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo.
And also he proved the reality of it because he had been one of them before.
Right.
So
Right.
he's not like, yeah.
So long as you have any means of income, you have the means of becoming wealthy. Because if you remember his story, he was a scribe, writing on clay tablets. And fortunately enough, the first person who responded was a scribe.
It was a scribe.
Right? Now, let's continue. In this way did Akkad proceed to find out how each man labored to earn his living. When he had done questioning them, he said, now, my students, you can see that there are many trades and labors at which men may earn coins. Each of the ways of earning is a stream of gold from which the worker doth divert by his labor as a portion to his own purse. Therefore, into the purse of each of you flows a stream of coins, large or small, according to his ability. Is it not so? So simply put, every one of you here, you all work, right? And because you work, you always have money that is coming to you. But the amount of money you make depends on how hard you work, right? The amount of money you make depends on how hard you work. And this is not like a teacher who has a fixed pay. It doesn't matter whether he goes to school at 6 a.m. or goes to school at 10 a.m. This is people that have we should say artisans, people that use their skill, a God-given skill, to make money. And as they put their skills to use, they make money by using it, right? So because all of you have a skill that is bringing you money, how much money you make depends on how much you earn, how much you work, all right? And the amount of money that flows to you, whether small or large, comes from your ability. And they all agreed. Is it not so? He said, yes, it is so. Thereupon they agreed that it was so. Then continued Akkad, if each of you desire to build for himself a fortune, it is not wise to start by utilizing that source of wealth, If each of you desire to build for himself a fortune, is it not wise to start by utilizing that source of wealth which he already has established? If you want to start accumulating wealth, don't you think it is wise for you to start from where you are already making money? If you are a teacher, why do you want to go and start farming and start making money through farming? If you are a farmer, why do you want to become an engineer before you can make money? Start where you are. Where you are, that is bringing you some money, that is bringing you some income. Start right there. Because that work, that occupation, that career is already established for you. You're already making money through that. So start right there. To this, they agreed. Right, let's go to the next one. See, he's getting all.
Sorry, I have a contribution.
Okay, go ahead.
There was something I saw in the reading, and then I want to suggest a solution to it.
Okay.
I saw the man replied Akkad by saying, I buy goats from the farmers and then kill them and then give the hide to the so I saw that. How can this man be successful? Because one thing I've seen is that anyone who does productivity and then sells has higher income than someone who does buy and sell.
Oh,
I don't know if you are getting it. Huh?
The buy and sell, is that not the same sales?
No, I'm saying that anyone who produces and then sell has higher income and more money than someone who does the buy and sell. Because, for instance, if the man had gone into running of cattle or goats, he himself will kill the goats and sell it rather than going to the farmers to buy them.
So, not necessarily. How long does it take a goat to become an adult to sell?
It takes like 1 year.
Let's say 1 year. So if I'm a farmer and I have a kid, it's gonna take that kid 1 year to become old enough for me to sell. If I'm a buyer, I come to you, it takes me 1 day to buy from you. Who has an advantage here? Is it a farmer that waited 1 year or the one that just had access to that goat the same day?
Yeah, but the person can do it and at the same time do the farming alongside.
No,
because this is just a start.
Isaac, focus on, look at what he's talking about. Start from where you are. He's not saying that don't do anything else. He's saying start from where you are. If you are a farmer and you produce goat and sell, this person says he buys the goats, kills them, sells the meat to the housewives, and then sell the hide to the sandal makers.
To the sandal makers, yeah.
Yes, that's how he makes his money. And I can promise you, if someone buys goats to the abattoir, the butchers, and they buy, they kill, they distribute, they make money off of that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So
are you suggesting it's better than someone who does the rearing of the cattle and then at the same time kill the goat to sell?
Well,
both of them.
That is even better, but not everyone can do that.
Can do that. Okay.
So start from where you are. Start from where you are. If you are good at rearing the goats, right? How many people do you know have poultry farms that have like chicken processing plants? Not so many, except for these big big companies, right? Big companies. If you are a farmer, focus on farming. If you produce 1,000 goats a year, start from where you are. How much do you make out of 1,000 goats? What if you can now increase from 1,000 to 1,005 for the year? And now, by the principle you're going to learn over here, you begin to save some of the money that you are actually earning. So he's not saying that you can't do anything else or don't do anything else. What he's saying is start from where you are. Don't wait for some opportunity to come, some golden opportunity to come from somewhere, right? So start from where you are. Start from the job you have that is giving you an income. So if you're a farmer and you've been feeding your family through farming, start from there. If you are a buyer, you do buy and sell, and that's how you feed your family, start from there. If you're an investor and that's how you feed your family, start from there. If you're a teacher, you get a concept. So start from where you are. Don't have the idea, these people, teachers make more money than like I remember when we were growing up in Ghana, almost every female teacher that you come across or wanted to be a nurse. And when they didn't get admission to a nursing school, they went to teaching, because to them nurses make money than teachers. In as much as it could be true, I know teachers that are wealthier than nurses. So it doesn't matter how the concept is not how much you make. It's about you being able to start where you are, use the principles to now let that machine of wealth start working for you. Make sense? All right. So then Akkad turned to a humble man who had declared himself as an egg merchant. If thou select one of the baskets and put into it each morning 10 eggs, and take out from it each, I've not finished that side. If so, here's the thing. If you are an egg merchant, right? So let's say out of every 10 crates of eggs that you bring in, only take 9 out. Always leave one at home, right? So if thou select one of thy baskets and put into it each morning 10 eggs, and take out from it each evening 9 eggs, what will eventually happen? It will become in time overflowing. Why? Because each day I put in one more egg than I take out. That is the principle. So it has nothing to do with what you do. I know of doctors and pharmacists and lawyers that are broke. Like last year alone, I spoke to over 600 like hardworking people in America here. Some Ghanaians, some Africans, some white people from all over the world. Almost everyone is working. People are making so much money, but most of them are broke. Why? Because becoming wealthy does not depend on what you have. It depends on what you know and how to use what you know. That's what he's saying. If you have 10 crates of eggs, every evening you bring 10 crates of egg into your house. But every morning when you're going, you only go out, you take 9 out. What happens? You have 1 left in the house. The next day when you're coming home, you bring 10. The morning when you're going out, you take 9. The next day you bring 10. When you're going out, you take 9. Over time, what do you think will happen? There will be a lot of eggs, crates of eggs, that will begin to pile up in your home. Right? Why? Because each day I put in 1 more than I take out. Akkad turned to the class with a smile. Does any man here have a lean purse? And first they look amused. It's like, think about it. You richest man in Babylon, you looking at us here, you asking us if anybody has a lean purse. So does any man here have a lean purse? First they looked at me amused, then they laughed. Lastly, they waved their purse in jest. You want someone with a lean purse? Yes, man. Yes, man. I have a lean purse. We are all poor. All right, he continued. Now I shall tell thee the first remedy I learned to cure a lean purse. Do exactly as I have suggested to the egg merchant. You see how he explains it and then he solidifies it. He explains the concept so you don't feel like you are getting overwhelmed by the concept, but he explains how the concept works and he tells you what the concept is. Look over here. All right, he continued. Now I shall tell thee the first remedy I learned to cure a lean purse. Do exactly as I have suggested to the egg merchant. For every 10 coins thou placest within thy purse, take out for use but 9. When he was explaining to the egg merchant, because he was an egg merchant, what did he do? He explained using eggs. Now he's talking about what? Money. Right? For every money that comes into your pocket, every 10 coins that come into your pocket, take for use but what? But 9. Save that 10%. And those days, I think that at that time, tithing hasn't become a thing. It hasn't become something of these days. Today, tithing everywhere. Hey, pay 10%, pay 10%. But you save for yourself. You take 9 out of 10, and that's what you use. You save that 1% or that 10% out. All right. For every, thy purse will start to fatten at once, and its increasing weight will feel good in thy hands and bring satisfaction to thy soul. Now, bring satisfaction to thy soul. I don't know how many of you have felt that. How many of you have felt that?
Oh, yeah.
Say again.
Not yet.
Is it not yet? I was our Have you felt that? Have you felt that satisfaction in thy soul?
Oh, many my daughters here drink.
Oh, madam, have you felt that satisfaction? Yes or no? Not yet.
Not yet.
That is the thing. Like if you have $20,000 saved somewhere, I promise when you are sleeping, you will sleep. When you are working in the store, you can walk boldly. Because even if you hit something and it breaks or something like that, and it becomes a trouble, they don't want to take it away, you can pay it off. All right? You can sleep nicely. When you go to the store, you're buying something. If you see something you really, really like it, you want to buy and it's good and stuff like that, you have that satisfaction. Okay, oh, well, let me buy this. It's good. It's going to take a long time. It's going to last. Let me use it, buy it and use it for a long time. Satisfaction to the soul. You sleep well. You sleep well. When you are drinking water, you feel good. When there isn't so much money, when you are walking, you walk like this. Your hands are close to you. Like there's this woman that I was in Adeswem, and my uncle sells in the market. So there was this woman that was walking, and whenever someone is coming, she would turn like this. The person will come and pass. She said, and then this is that. Ma, why are you walking like that? Hey, I'm the who copy mobina because then I made it. That is what happened when there's no money. Right, you are walking because you feel like you're going to hit someone and cause some damage. You don't have the money to pay for it. You are walking like you don't even have a soul. But money set aside, I promise you, will bring satisfaction to your soul. So let's start this. Let's start saving that 10%. Everything that you've earned from January till now, we are paid twice a week. So when they pay you every Tuesday, save 10%. They pay you every Thursday, save 10%. And see what will happen. And you will feel the satisfaction that it brings to the soul. Right? Now, let's read what he talks about, and then we'll just let it there. Deride not what I say because of its simplicity. Truth is always simple. I told thee I would tell how I built my fortune. This was my beginning. I too carried a lean purse and cursed it because there was not within to satisfy my desires. But when I began to take out from my purse but nine parts of 10 I put in, it began to fatten. So will thine. Now I tell a strange truth, the reason for which I know not. When I ceased to pay out more than 9/10 of my earnings, I managed to get along just well. I was not shorter than before. Also, ere long, did coins come to me more easily than before. Surely it is a law of the gods that unto him who keepeth and spendeth not a certain part of all his earnings shall gold come more easily. Likewise, him whose purse is empty does gold void. Does gold avoid? If your pockets are empty, gold will always avoid you. Because even if one copper comes to your pocket, it doesn't have any friends to jiggle with. Lonely copper. Coppers don't like to be lonely. Gold doesn't want to be lonely. So if one gold coin is coming to you, they want to come to a group of other gold coins. So when you're walking, they'll be jiggling. They'll be jiggling. But if only one person he comes, he says, spend me, let me go somewhere, spend me, so I'll go somewhere where there's more gold. And you also spend and your pocket becomes empty. The principle, for every 10 coins that goes into your pocket, take to use but 9. If you make $1,000 a month, only spend $900. Live as if you only earn $900 and save the $100. And that will multiply in many folds. Which desireth thou the most? Is it the gratification of thy desires of each day, a jewel, a bit of finery, better raiment, more food, things quickly gone and forgotten? Or is it substantial belongings, gold, land, herds, merchandise, income-bringing investment? The coins thou takest from thy purse bring the first. The coins thou leavest within it will bring the latter. this concept we will explain in the subsequent ones. But the coin that you live in becomes the principal, becomes your seed. The coins you live in there will bring the rest of the coins. This, my students, was the first cure I did discover for my lean purse. For each 10 coins I put in to spend but 9. Debate this among yourself, and if any man proves it untrue, tell me upon tomorrow when we shall meet again. All right? So, isn't this interesting? We've just learned the first cure to a lean purse. Just cure number 1. Just cure number 1. And these concepts are so universal. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter whether you're short, tall, fat, long, green, blue, white, whatever you are. You put this concept to use, it will work for you with mathematical certainty. And like I said, this is January. So it's a good year to actually test these. From every income you earn this year, save 10% of that income and live on a 90. I promise you, you will not feel that you've saved 10% of your income. We are doing it. I hope you are doing it too. And as we learn this concept, we put more flesh into it. Now we know we save 10%, and then the next one we'll learn how to actually use that 10%. All right. So thank you so much for coming. Do you have any comment, any questions before we go? Any questions? Any comments? Yes, no, maybe so. Going once, going twice. All right, gone. All right, so thank you so much for coming. We meet again, God willing, next week, and we will go over the second cure for a lean purse. All right, thank you. I'll see you again. Adios.